Okay, so just to recap a little bit on piecewise functions, the key is that we're talking about a function. And a function inputs x values and outputs y values, at least for now. We'll look at other types of variables, and we can have multiple variables. But for now, we're thinking about inputting x values and outputting y values. And the definition of a function is that for every x input, there corresponds exactly one y output. So in other words, when you put an x value in, a function only outputs one value. There's a unique y value for every x value. So if we think about, like the piecewise function that we created here, that was looking at y equals x for x less than 0, y equals 2 between x being 0 and 4, and y equals x as long as x is greater than 4, we could think about, well, how would I write that? How do I write that in function notation? So what we could say, we could insert a function. So we're going to say our function equals, well, because we have multiple functions contributing to this piecewise function, we have to write this as such. So we're going to say, well, it equals x so long as x is less than 0, and it equals 2 so long as x is between 0 and 4, and it equals x so long as x is greater than 4. Okay, so how does this work? If I said find f of 3, this says what is the output when the input is 3. So we have to say, okay, well, our input is 3. That's this part of the equation right here. So f of 3 must be 2. And if instead I said find f of 5, well, now our input value is 5. So I just have to go, okay, when my input value is 5, I'm using this part of the equation. So when my input value is 5, I'm going to output 5. Okay, graphically, what that means is, when x is 3, my function equals 2. And when x equals 5, my function returns 5. So we're talking about inputting x values, and then outputting y values.